Hello, my name is Robert Jones, and I'm here to teach you on the basics of photography and how to be creative with the photos you take. The topic of today's lesson is stay-at-home photography, how to turn your cell phone into a work of art. So let's go ahead and begin. My main objective here in this video is to give you an idea of what you can do while you're at home during the COVID-19 pandemic, how you can keep your mind occupied and utilize the skills that you already have, or use the skills you have. And just to simply have fun, that way you don't get bored and you don't go crazy. And like some of us feel like we've gone crazy from time to time. So without further ado, let's have some fun. So the COVID-19 pandemic has, I'm sure, affected you as it has me, but it has affected me where past couple months of events have made it hard to get things done. It's made things more of a challenge when finishing school, because I just finished one of my degrees. It has kept me from being able to accomplish a lot of things I wanted to. Like, I was going to compete in Skills USA state competitions. I was going to fly out to Louisville, Kentucky for nationals. I was going to do a party with all my graduate friends. I was going to do some traveling. There's a lot of things I wanted to do, but got canceled. Yeah, it's a bummer, I know, but I just found that I could make the most out of my time being at home. I'm going to show you exactly what I've been trying to get at. So let's start, okay? We can take pictures. So while most of us think of picture taking as you have a big fancy camera, right? Well, that's not always the case. You don't have to have a big fancy schmancy camera. You can use your cell phone, okay? Your cell phone is, most cell phones today are just about as good as any point and shoot camera. So I'm going to show you some ways in which you can do that. And then I'll explain a couple ways in which you can use the pictures that you took, okay? And then make them fun and make the most out of them. So if you can see this, hopefully you can. I realize it kind of makes things a little complex, but I'm going to put this as close as I can to my computer screen and the camera on it. So right here, you've got this is your shutter button, okay? This takes the pictures. And then right here, most cameras will have a setting, so you can have manual or automatic. I hope you can see that. You can also do a video if you chose to do a video, okay? So, like, just for fun, I'm going to go to one of these modes, okay? So here you have panoramic mode. This allows you to take a stretched picture. So if you want to take a picture of a landscape, you can do that. A landscape is just a wide area. So let's say you want a picture of your house, right? And you're outside, but you want a stretched picture of your house. Of course, of course you can't go anywhere, but you want a good, decent shot, right? You got a real nice house, you're proud of it. So you'd use the panoramic setting here, and it would take a stretched picture. Basically what it does is the camera takes the picture as though it's one big picture and then stitches it together. Does that make sense? So if you were to take multiple pictures, it just stitches them all together. Okay, and then you have multiple exposure. Multiple exposure allows you to take multiple shots at the same time. So if let's say you've got a friend over and they're running in your backyard, right? Then you want to get them moving in slow motion. Multiple exposure, the setting right here, allows you to do that. Slow motion will also let you do that. Next, I have some phones, I should say, have a manual mode where you can control your settings. Okay, here's where you control your camera shutter. Okay, your shutter controls uh, like it controls your depth of field, how close or how far away your picture is going to be. Then you have your lighting settings right here. That helps control how dark or how light your picture is going to be. And then you have your white balance setting. Okay, white balance controls kind of controls the color and how much color is going to come in your picture. Okay, and it's super easy to do. I just take your phone out if you get a chance when you're watching this. If you're watching this video, pull out your phone for a few minutes and play with some of the settings. Take some time to familiarize yourself with your phone or get to know them. And then you have some settings here where you can control the type of picture, like a close-up picture or a far-away picture. Um, and then you have a timer. Most of these will have a timer. So if you want to do a selfie, that's great. That's great to have. So you just point the phone out away from you and then just take a good shot because it does that on its own. Okay. And then, as you're probably familiar, this is your gallery. Okay. That allows you to go to your phone's pictures. Forgive me, I'm looking at another camera. So this allows you to look at your gallery and all the pictures you've taken. So I hope that gives you an idea of how your cell phone works. Okay. Now I'm going to show you some pictures that I've taken with my phone, and I'm hoping it'll give you an idea. Okay. Okay. So here's one picture. Okay. This is a picture of a rose. In this picture, I pointed my camera up close to the rose. Okay. I allowed the light to just shine down on this rose. Okay. When you want to get pictures like this, especially since you notice there's a dark background, you want to make sure that there is enough light coming into your camera lens. Okay. So the camera lens is right here and right here on my phone. You want to make sure there's enough light coming into the camera, okay? Because otherwise your picture is going to be dark or it's going to have too much light. You don't want that. And here's another one, okay? This is a picture of a flower that I've got growing in my flower bed. I just went up close and took a picture of it. This is a picture of a pine tree growing in front of my apartment, okay? That's another picture of the pine tree. There's just a little white object in there that I made the center of my focus. Oops, wrong way. Okay, this is a unique picture. In case it is not noticeable, in case you can't see it, there's lines in the picture. That's because I took this picture through a kitchen glass. And this is my front room with my bookshelf. Okay, it's creative because there's a little bit of light fading because of the fact that I'm doing it through a glass. So it kind of looks cool, doesn't it? I kind of thought so. It looks pretty cool. But it's creative. That's the point. It's very creative. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to travel somewhere. You can just get something really creative in your own home. Okay? Here's another picture of my faucet. Now some of you are probably thinking, wow, a faucet. Wow, that's so pretty. Whoop-de-doo. What's so good about a faucet? Well, it kind of is. Depends on the type of faucet you have in your home. You know, you can do an up close. And what's really cool is if you pay attention to the water dropping, you might be able to get it in midair. It's going to take some practice, but you can do that. And you can do that in your home. Okay, here's another one. I have a piano. It's right here to my left. See? This is a picture of one of the keys. Or, I'm sorry, the keyboard, not just one of the keys. And it's creative because it just shows, it gives you a certain feel uh, while looking at the keyboard itself. At least I hope it will for you. I mean, it's what it does for me. I think about a lot of things. A lot of things come to my mind when I look at this picture. Okay, I think about musicians. I think about how many hours were spent learning to play the piano. I think about where the piano was made, the piano story. Everything about that piano just comes into mind. That's why we take pictures. Okay, pictures help us remember. Okay, and they help remind us of maybe good things that we had or maybe not so good things, but that's why we do that. And pictures like this tell a story. Okay, now here's another one. I'm just looking down the keyboard. Okay, now this particular piano is an old piano built in 1947, so it's old. And it does have its own story. So this picture, if I were to use this picture would say, wow, this piano came from such and such place. It was made by so and so. It went from this owner to this owner to this owner. It played this song. You know, the list is endless. Okay, you can do that with pictures like this. And here's a surface picture of the piano. Okay, here's a cool one. Check that out. So I took this. This is a pineapple on my kitchen table. I have a glass table, which is what you see right here. Okay, and the pineapple sitting on top of it, and then you have the shadow right here. Okay, that's creative because you've got not only the shadow, okay, but you've got the fruit, but you can also use this in, let's say, a photo album, or you just want to send it to your mom. Say, hey, check it out, mom. I was bored. I took a picture of a pineapple. You know, you can be goofy that way, or you can just have fun with it. Okay. The other thing you can do too is you can make an art gallery with something like this, because if you look at something like this, it sets a tone, it sets a mood, it makes you feel a certain way. I hope that's what you're getting when you're looking at this picture. Um, but that's why I take pictures, is because it makes me feel a certain way. And mainly because I just love to do it. And here's another one. Okay. So it's kind of a more clear picture of the pineapple. Here's another one you might like, since we're in the month of July. This is the American flag. I took a close-up picture of the flag. Okay, and then this is the side wall of my apartment. So a picture like this I would take because that tells me this would tell me the flag is special. I want to remember everything about the flag. I want to put in an album because the flag made me feel good that day and left me with an incredible memory. Okay. Um, Stuff like the options are endless. Okay. But that's the main reason why we take pictures, is because they make us feel a certain way. So maybe you are stuck at home. But it can be so much fun. You can occupy your mind, or you can put something else in your mind that makes you feel good. Okay. Let's say you've had a bad day, you're depressed because you couldn't get out and see your friends or extended your other family, right? So then you can pull out your camera or pull out your phone, okay, and then take a picture kind of like the pineapple I saw, or I have here that you saw, or maybe a bowl of fruit on your table. And then you can send a message to your friends, say, hey, check it out, look at what I got a picture of. So these are some simple ways that you can have some fun. Okay. If you really want to see some interesting pictures, I can show you some weird ones. But in the interest of time, I will just kind of describe them to you, okay? So if you're not familiar with it, your phone, you can also download an app called Face App, okay? Now this is really cool. So Face App allows you to take a picture of yourself or whatever, or somebody else, and here's what's really cool. You can make them look like somebody they're not. And then you can exchange pictures and just laugh and have a good time. You know, you can make your mom as young as she is, you can make her look like an old woman with a grouchy face. Or you can take a picture of your dad, who's rather old, and make him look very young. Um, or you can make your brother look like a pretty lady and say, "Here you go." You know, watch him look at you like this. What? Great prank. So these are a few things that you can do with your time. Okay. Your phone is a great tool. It is so useful. It can do some amazing things. Your phone can be your best friend, besides calling somebody when you're bored or you're having a rough time. You can have so much fun with your phone, and so that's totally encouraged while you're at home and while you're unable to get out and about, especially if you have a health problem that doesn't allow you to get out and do much. Picture taking can be a lot of fun. You don't have to be down. You don't have to let being stuck at home get you down. Although at times it does, I'm sure. You can have some fun and you can make the most of your time, even if it's just with your phone. So I hope that you've learned a few things. I hope this short time with me has been enjoyable to you. I hope that these examples, have maybe given you a few skills. I hope they've inspired you to uh, just enjoy your time, have fun. Being at home's not all that bad. Have a great time. That's the point. Have a great time, have some fun, um, and then while doing that, maybe you'll take a picture or something like that. That will boost your spirits and give you something to look forward to in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this short video as much as I have enjoyed teaching you some of the basics of photography by simply using your phone. Um, and now that you've learned a thing or two, go have some fun, get creative. Maybe I'll see you in a future video. Bye-bye for now. Again,